Right now, somewhere in your home, there is a room you are about to walk into. You will stand up with a clear reason. Get something. Check something. You will walk through the doorway. And the moment you cross it, the reason will be gone. You will stand there, blank, staring at the room. Why did I come in here? You have done this hundreds of times. So has everyone you know. And for a long time, people thought it was just a bad memory. It is not. It has a name and a cause. Scientists call it the doorway effect. And what causes it tells you something strange about how your brain runs your life. Let's start with the experiment that proved it was real. In 2011, a psychologist named Gabriel Radvansky ran a study at the University of Notre Dame. He built a simple test inside a video game. People moved through rooms on a screen, picking up an object on one table, then carrying it and putting it down on another table. Every few seconds, the screen asked them what they were carrying. Sometimes they crossed a room to reach the next table. Sometimes they walked the exact same distance, but through a doorway. The distance was identical. Only the doorway changed. And the result was clear every single time. After walking through a doorway, people forgot what they were carrying far more often. Same distance, same object, same few seconds. The only thing that hurt their memory was passing through the door. Then Radvansky tested it in real rooms, with real objects, not a screen. Same result. The doorway erased things. He even sent people back into the original room to see if that would fix it. It barely helped. The forgetting had already happened. So the doorway itself was doing something to memory. The question was what? To understand it, you have to see how your brain stores the day. You feel like your life is one smooth, continuous stream. It is not stored that way. Your brain chops experience into separate chunks called events. A psychologist named Jeffrey Sachs calls this event segmentation. Cooking dinner is one event. Driving to work is another. Your brain marks a boundary whenever something big changes. A new place, a new task, a new person walking in. And a doorway is one of the strongest boundaries there is. When you cross it, your brain decides one event just ended. So it does what it always does at the end of an event. It clears the desk to make room for the next one. And the reason you stood up was sitting on that desk. Here is the part that makes it click. That reason was never stored deep in your memory. It was held in something fragile called working memory. Working memory is the small notepad your brain uses for right now. In 1956, a researcher named George Miller measured how much fits on it. His answer was about 7 items. Later work lowered it to around 4. 4. That is how many things you can juggle at once. A phone call, a hot pan, a question your kid just asked. And somewhere in that pile, the small note that says, "Go get the charger." That note is light. It is easy to drop. And crossing a doorway is exactly when your brain drops it, because the brain ties what you are doing to where you are doing it. The intention lived in the old room, glued to that moment. You walked into a new room, a new event, a clean desk, and the note stayed behind. This is why one trick actually works. Go back to the room you started in. Standing in the old place can hand the note back to you. Scientists have known this effect for 50 years. In 1975, 2 researchers tested it with scuba divers. Divers learned a list of words underwater. On land, they forgot many of them. Back underwater, the words came back. Memory is tied to place. Change the place, and the thread can snap. A doorway snaps it in a fraction of a second. Now think about when this happens to you most. It is almost always when you are carrying too much at once. You are on the phone, holding a cup, thinking about an email. Your 4 slots are already full. So when the doorway asks your brain to reset, the weakest note falls first. And the reason you got up is always the weakest note. It was new. It had no time to stick. People blame their age for this. Most of the time, age has nothing to do with it. Radvansky found the doorway effect in healthy young students. Their memory was fine. The doorway beat it anyway. So this is not your brain breaking down. It is your brain working exactly as designed. Forgetting is not a bug here. It is the whole point. If your brain kept every thought from every room, it would drown. Imagine remembering every reason you ever entered every room. You would never be able to focus on the room you are in. So the brain forgets on purpose. It clears each room as you leave it. The doorway is the signal to wipe the board and start clean. Usually that is helpful. You drop the old to handle the new. Once in a while, you drop the one note you actually needed, and you stand frozen in the kitchen, holding nothing. There is a deeper layer to this. The intention you lost is a special kind of memory. Psychologists call it prospective memory. Remembering to do a thing later. It is the hardest kind of memory your brain handles. Remembering the past is easy. The event already happened. Remembering the future means holding an event that does not exist yet. You have to carry a tiny promise to yourself across time. And every doorway you cross is a chance to drop that promise. This is why writing it down works so well. On paper, the intention stops depending on your fragile notepad. Saying it out loud works too. Charger, charger, charger. Speaking it keeps the note active while you move. So the next time you freeze in a doorway, you will know exactly what happened. Your brain hit an event boundary. It closed the last room to open this one. And the small, new, fragile reason you got up slipped through the gap. It is not lost forever. It is just stuck in the room you left. Walk back, and most of the time it is waiting for you. We treat this little blackout as a flaw, a sign we are tired, distracted, getting old. But it is the fingerprint of a system that works almost too well. A brain that refuses to drag every old room into the next. Every door in your home is a tiny reset button for your mind. You press it dozens of times a day without noticing. And once in a while, it catches you in the act. Standing in a room, holding nothing, wondering why you came. Now you know. Your brain did not fail you. It just closed one door, the way it has for your entire life.